awesome is that the Dallas Mavs play-by-play announcer, I think his name is Mark Followwill, and opened the broadcast with the Luka trade. And, of course, you hear people throwing funerals, people boycotting Mavs games now. You wonder if Mark Cuban was still part of this organization to the level he was before, if this would have still went down.
Never.
That's a great question.
I don't think it ever happened.
And I'm with Minucci on that. I don't think he would have let that happen.
I think because they were kind of boys, you know?
Yeah, they were.
And Cuban had a personal relationship with a lot of these guys.
How are you going to make that work?
And I think that those are some of the things you look at from that standpoint, that he looked after his guys. He made sure everything was okay. He helped them out any way he possibly could.
You know, I think the trade's awesome, and I think both teams win.
I agree.
I mean, I think long term the Lakers
win. Yep.
Okay, short term it's the Mavs.
Yep.
I saw some odds that came out, and I thought for sure that the odds would have really increased for the Mavs. But currently, the 24-25 NBA championship odds to win. By the way, we're DraftKings Sportsbook and TV. Got them. The Thunder is plus 225. The Celtics plus 240. Then it's the Cavs 7-1, Lakers 9-1, then Knicks 12, Denver 14, then the Mavs at 28-1. By the way, the Suns are at 45-1.
Oh, they suck. So here's the deal on that deal. You know why the Lakers are up that high? Because they're not done. Because they're going after a center. They might go after Mitchell Robinson, who plays for the New York Knicks, but he's injured a lot of times. They would love to get their hands on Walker Kessler for the Utah Jazz, but the Jazz asking price is huge, and so I'm not sure if that's going to happen.
How do you compare like Shaq going to the Lakers, Gasol going to the Lakers?
Yep.
It's right up there.
Always making those moves.
Yes, they are.
To get to the championship.
They are, and the Lakers, what are they? Tinseltown, right?
Yes.
I mean, it's Hollywood.
Yeah.
So they had Jerry West, Elgin Baylor. Later came Wilt Chamberlain.
Oh.
Okay. Then Kareem came and Magic. Then what Minucci reference with Kobe and Shaq. But then they get LeBron and they win a title.
But should it be that way? It's the second biggest market in the country.
I'm with you.
They have the money to do it.
Well, it's not that so much. It's this that they have this image of star power. And the Lakers are star power in the NBA.
The only thing that surprised me with this one is you got Luka and LeBron. LeBron he's alpha for that team.
Yep.
And here comes Luka, another shooter. Are there enough basketballs to go between them? But I was going to ask you about, will they go get a big man? It sounds like they're in the market.
They will.
We're going to hear from Charles Barkley on that one in a minute here. But first, let's get into some of the sound. Here's Charles. He was on ESPN and Get Up and all the programs this morning. And here's what he had to say about how crazy to think that some people out there do think the Lakers are better than the Mavs today.
There's no way, if you know anything about basketball, you think the Lakers with a bunch of little 6'5", 6'7" guys running around out there, compared to Anthony Davis, Lively, Gafford, Kyrie, Clay. If you think that Laker team right now is better than the Mavs, that's the stupidest. Listen, that's why they build those pretty buildings in the desert. People are stupid.
And they buy them.
They do. He is absolutely correct. Because once Anthony Davis gets there, Anthony Davis does not have to play the center position. You have Daniel Gafford, and Davis now can play the four.
And he wants to play
the four. That's why I said the Lakers are in the center business right now. They are trying to land somebody who can be that rim protector and rebounder.
Nurkic?
No.
All right, this is to Minucci's point. There's only one basketball. Here's Charles talking about the fact that he doesn't think that Luka and LeBron can play together.
The Lakers, that's going to be fascinating because I don't think Luka and LeBron can play together. That's my personal opinion. Because neither one of them can play without the ball. That's going to be very fascinating. So we're looking at them down the line. I think they brought LeBron in to be a mentor for Luka. LeBron's body is incredible. He's one of the greatest players ever, but from condition, I think they're hoping that rubs off on Luka. But I don't think they're going to have great success together.
I want to ask you, Jimmy, I guess I've been blind. I don't remember hearing a lot of narrative on his conditioning.
Okay.
has that been a big story, or it's been kind of just because one reporter brought it up about a week ago, but I don't remember like, hey, it's the lead on NBA Insider that hey, Luka's fat, and he's out of shape.
It has been a topic of conversation on national networks in the past.
Recently or in the past?
I would say just within the past year and a half.
Oh, it's been that long?
Yes.
I never heard that.
I haven't either.
Yes, and he
caught me off guard.
He came in out of shape, played himself into shape throughout the course of the season. But the narrative is that because he's out of shape a lot of times coming into camp is that's why he gets injured, was because he is not in shape to play that schedule.
All right, let's get to ESPN NBA analyst Tim Legler. Here he is talking about the Lakers have solved their post-LeBron issue with this trade.
This isn't even really about this year, next year, however long LeBron plays. I really don't believe that. This is answering a problem the Lakers were trying to figure out, which is what's the next iteration of the Los Angeles Lakers? And you just got the face of your franchise for the next decade if you want to keep him there. And that's really what this is about. Where do we go after LeBron James? So I agree with Wendy. I don't think their odds improve. This is going to be a very difficult fit for LeBron with the most ball-dominant player in the
5 minutes
to join that franchise. They've got a lot to figure out, but it's about going forward. That's really what the Lakers solve with this.
Yeah, the one thing they talked about a lot is that how the NBA is a positionless league now. You got two guys that can play the point,
right?
Luka and LeBron. My whole contention is when will LeBron get tired of his act by not playing defense? At least Davis would play defense down low.
Played great defense.
They had a good combination of their defense in reference to that. Or how long is it going to take for LeBron to get tired of his act? Or is he show him grace for the next 3 months and hopefully get to the playoffs? And who gets the last shot?
Well,
there's all that minutia surrounding Luka going to the Lakers.
I think if they can figure it out, man, they're going to be hard to beat.
Yeah, they will.
You got two guys like that can take a game over, like both of them.
They can.
Especially Luka's numbers is right behind Michael Jordan when it comes to averaging 30 points in playoffs.
That's correct.
Hey, let's get into Legler, and he may be right on this, as he says that this could be the worst trade in NBA history.
I firmly believe when it's all said and done, we will be talking about this trade 30 years from now as arguably the worst trade in the history of this league. The reason I say that, I understand those concerns, and there's some truth to it. And there's times I've, analyzed Luka Doncic, and I've talked about it, and particularly his defensive commitment and not laying it on the line on that end of the floor and everything else. The bottom line is this. He is a once-in-a-lifetime
3.5 minutes
offensive talent, maybe the most unstoppable offensive force individually in this league right now. He's 25 years old. He's already been to an NBA Finals. He hasn't even entered the prime years of his career, which are really like 27 to 32.
Which is why the Lakers made the deal hoping that LeBron will rub off on Luka, get him into shape, show him what it is to be a professional, and then he will carry the torch for the Los Angeles Lakers. That is their goal.
The Laker way of life
is
what I show you what I do.
That is correct.
That's why I have so much success year in and year out.
Yep.
Connor, let's jump down. I want to get some former player and current player reaction. Let's Q Richardson, if you remember, he had a cup of coffee with the Phoenix Suns. Here he is, because there was talk that LeBron didn't know about this. Luka didn't know about this. It's very hard to believe that LeBron James was not in on this. Here he is, his thoughts on that.
Absolutely. Listen. When it first happened, I was kind of unsure because it was right after the game and everything. But after you hear the AD, wave to his trade kicker, that's not a move that happens with people not being in the know. Like AD knew what was going on before, and the fact that AD knew and he has Rich Paul as representation, there's no way that LeBron did not know.
Comes down to the agents, right?
Yeah,
always does.
To hear that it was totally under the on the down low, I'm like you. I have a hard time believing LeBron didn't have an inkling. For them to keep this, he's kind of the quasi general manager, is he not?
You have to remember that the Lakers were in New York. LeBron had a huge triple-double against the Knicks. Anthony Davis wasn't even on the trip. Everybody thought the Knicks were going to blow him off the court. LeBron plays LeBron, and they end up winning the game. He's out to dinner with his family, and the news hits.
So we saw a lot of reaction on television with Kevin Durant and Devin Booker being interviewed when they heard about the news. Yeah, you wonder, and I'm not throwing Matt Ishbia under the bus here, but yeah, I am, I guess.
Yes.
Maybe he got caught, with his pants down on this because all the talk was Jimmy Butler.
Mm-hmm.
And now, and then you see Fox is getting moved in Sacramento. And I mean, the two major moves yesterday over this weekend have improved every one of those teams.
Yes.
And the Suns are just sitting there. Now, is this going to pressure Matt Ishbia to make a move that maybe is not the best move for the future of this team?
I hope not.
Well, now that Jimmy Butler does not want an extension from Golden State, changes the whole dynamic to where now people are saying, the reports are saying, Suns are all in, Miami's all in to try to make this thing work because he didn't want to do the extension and stay in Golden State.
I don't think the Suns should give him an extension.
No, well,
the guy doesn't work. I think you just got to forget about him. And now, if it's true, now the rumors flying that Kevin Durant's on the possible trade block.
That is correct.
That could definitely now change a lot of things. And then when does the Devin Booker step up and say, well, maybe, I know he's somewhat, a couple dozen points away from being the all-time Phoenix Suns scorer. When does he come to situations that, or come to the, the office,
clear to toss,
knocks on the door and says, Matt, I'd be willing to move.
Where are we at? Where are we going? If things pop up, you can send me somewhere that's going to be a competitive team year in, year out. That might be it. But it sounds like indications are the Suns are still trying to make this Jimmy Butler thing work.
I'm against that. I'm on record now because of Butler's attitude and the way that he has tried to pull this off. Yep. I don't want any part of that. I respect his basketball game, but not what has happened in him trying to force his way out of Miami.
They've already mortgaged the future.
They have.
Okay? They've been able to get lucky, and Utah made that move. Yep. I don't know why they did. I can't. Oh, man, I know we all want the Suns to kick some ass, and I think we all had huge expectations going into this season. But I'm sorry, if they get Butler, that's going to be tough.
Yeah.
It's going to be tough to support that. It just is. All right, we're going to switch gears, getting into some NFL. Rudy Carpenter, who always joins us on Monday, will get his prediction for the Super Bowl. But first, here.